When I was expecting my first daughter, I felt totally clued up and fine about giving birth. I wasn't anxious about that at all. But it was only after Estella was born that I realised I had no clue what to do with the baby. I didn't know anything about routines or bedtime or anything like that, and actually felt totally lost with this baby. And I realised, I didn't really know how to be a parent. I knew how to give birth, but I didn't know how to be a parent. So it was quite a shock. And I did have some problems feeding, and there's so much in the press about, breast is best and you must breastfeed your baby. And I think especially among kind of middle class mums, there is an expectation that you're going to do that. That makes you a good person. I had lots of problems. And so I had this real kind of internal struggle about doing what I knew was best for my daughter and actually how that was impacting me. I didn't feel that instant connection that you're told you're going to feel and you expect to feel. Second time round, I think because I was more confident and I knew what to expect, I did experience that. But certainly first time round, that was very different. The nature of that relationship was very different to what I was expecting. So not feeling that instant bond with my daughter definitely affected my confidence, because I felt that I could see that other people did have that connection. And again, I think that when you're doing anything new in your life and you see other people doing it differently, one tends to assume that they're doing it right and you're doing it wrong. My preparation for leaving was really all about the client being successful and me handing over my day-to-day tasks. I didn't really think too much about coming back. I thought maybe I was going to be an earth mother and I was going to have this child and never go back to work. And then about 6 months in, I realised that was not the case. And I really missed working and I loved it. And it was actually a huge part of my identity. So I think before I left, I just didn't really know. I was very much kind of focused on the delivery and then just going with the flow. And then it was more kind of, during my maternity leave that I had more of an idea about what I wanted to do in terms of going back. I was also quite mindful that if I did go back to work, all of my colleagues who in consulting you do tend to progress at a reasonably regular rate, all of my colleagues would be then advancing beyond me. And certainly while I was off and I was seeing people that I'd recruited as analysts straight out of university and they were now becoming senior consultants and managers, there was definitely something, that competitive drive, I guess, to get back on the treadmill and not be left behind. The things that I've learned through being a mum that have helped me at work are definitely around timekeeping and multitasking. I think those things are invaluable in both roles. I waste much less time at work. I'm much more productive because of that deadline at the end of the day, and I know I have to leave at a certain time because otherwise my children aren't being looked after. That hard stop definitely focuses your mind during the day and makes you prioritise what needs to get done and get it done. My work has become much more efficient because of that hard stop at the end of the day. So I feel like I'm a more productive member of the team than I was previously. So I definitely think there's an opportunity to help first-time mothers transition back to work and do so with more confidence, knowing that they've enhanced who they are rather than detracted from it. I think coaching at that point in your career would be ideal. I definitely remember going back to work and feeling like I was adding no value, that because I couldn't put in the same hours as I did previously, that meant I wasn't a valuable member of the team or a useful member of the team. I'd forgotten how I added value to my clients, and I didn't know if I could still do it. But I think if I had have had coaching at that point in my career, it would have made certainly the first 6 months of returning much smoother for me and just got me over that hurdle of lack of confidence.